Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
With the cooler seasons upon us, Advanced Infusion Center remains focused on your health and comfort. Whether you're dealing with a chronic illness or in need of IV therapy, we provide tailored treatments to meet your unique needs. Our caring team is here to make sure your experience is safe, comfortable, and stress-free. With convenient locations in Sacramento and Yuba and flexible scheduling, you can easily access the care you deserve. Explore Advanced Infusion Therapy today. Visit advancedinfusion.com for compassionate care right where you need it.
Hey, Aggie fans, head coach Tim Plow here. Join us in Shredville November 16th for our final home game of the season as we take on the Montana State Bobcats, 5 p.m. This is your chance to send off the seniors in style that have given all for the football team. Football in the fall is what it's all about. So bring your friends and family out to UC Davis Health Stadium, and let's get the stands rocking for an important game. Get your tickets today at ucdavisaggies.com/tickets. Go Aggies.
When it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer. That's especially true when it comes to your garage door. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. And whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE broken spring experts, and the styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. I know they amazed me. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of like a box of scrap metal tumbling down the stairs. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're going with a new garage door, and we're as excited about that as you can be about a new garage door. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 338-4554 National Garage Door.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
Your flagship station for the Beam Team.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports 1140. Feeding your passion for local sports in the afternoon. It's the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper on your radio at 1140 a.m.
Streaming audio at sacktownsports.com and the Sacktown Sports app.
You can also watch the show on YouTube at Sacktown Sports 1140. Here are the Drive Guys with Kevin Gleason and Kyle Draper.
And we're underway on a Monday, a rainy Monday in the River City. Drive Guys here. We got Kyle Draper. I believe Drape's standing by. He's out on the road today, but he'll be with us as we will today, of course, bask in the afterglow of the big Kings win last night over the Phoenix Suns. I have to admit, at one point in the fourth quarter, I had that feeling that I didn't think the Kings were necessarily going to pull that one out. But tremendous clutch performances in the fourth quarter by De'Aaron Fox, DeMar DeRozan, get them into the winner's circle. And, of course, we've also got to talk about that San Francisco 49er win, nail-biter. At this point, every win is a good win, right? Question mark. You've got Debo going at the long snapper on the sidelines. We have Kyle Draper now standing by. Where are you today, Drapes?
Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like I'm at Home Depot or something, you know, where they got me at here at the studio here in San Francisco. So I'm in San Francisco. I had this nice office set up. I was ready to go, Whitey. I'm like, the lighting was perfect. I had a big TV in front of me. You know, I could watch whatever I want. Then I get a call and they're like, hey, Kyle, we got you set up downstairs in this other office. And I'm like, I don't want the other office. I don't need it. I'm good here. But they're like, yeah, we got you set up Wi-Fi and everything. And I get down here, man. And I tell you what, I feel like you ever watch those sci-fi movies where it's like you're in an industrial zone and you know, like a Star Wars or something, Star Trek. Like it's kind of crazy down here, man.
I'm just trying to figure out. Maybe I should know, but I don't know what that thing is behind you. You appear to be in some kind of glorified storage area, maybe?
Yeah, it looked like what's the garage company you're now endorsing?
National Garage
Door looked like it's behind you there, sir.
That's horrible, man. That's terrible. They did say they could throw up a drape or something behind me and cover it up, but I'm like, man, dude, don't they understand? We got an award-winning best show in Northern California, and this is how they treat us. I'm like, come on, man. We're going to have to pony up some money and get me into a studio, Jay, or something.
Yeah, brother, because it looked like you in a garage slash warehouse. Looked like you got a forklift about to come right behind you. Keep an eye out.
You know how Drapes always talks about these guys that are writing their blogs in their mom's basement. That's where it looks like he is.
Yeah, hold on. Let me show. Look at all this. Look at this. You got to see it. There's all kinds of crap in here, man.
That's the storage room, brother. They got you down at the storage room.
Storage room, man. They doing your boy dirty up here, man. They doing your boy dirty.
Dang, that's how the Kings is treated down there at NBC right now.
Right. I tell you what, if Fitzy and Kalina Azubuike was doing the show, they'd have them front and center, some lights, some ring lights going on, some wireless microphones. They'd hook those guys up, but man, they threw me in the closet over here.
Now, to that point, at the risk of ruffling some feathers, I'm watching last night, of course. All right, get to see my boy Drapes at halftime. Didn't get to see my boy Drapes at halftime. Is that because that they were using the studios at halftime for other things, Drapes?
Yeah, because we only have 2 control rooms. And they were doing
they're the Warriors. Yeah.
And then the Sharks also was going on too. And so they had to handle it out at the arena, which was fine. Although me and Chelsea were like, damn, what are we going to do for 2 hours and 15 minutes? Like, take a nap, and so it dragged on. I did miss halftime though.
Wait. Let me get this right. So they put the Sharks over the Kings when it comes to presentation?
Jay, I assumed it was something with the 49ers haven't played that day. Like, they're still doing
got a lot going on.
Some 49ers stuff or something. I didn't know it was the Sharks.
No, but the Sharks was on the alternate channel. But in terms of doing the halftime show, it's like Sharks pregame. They needed the studio for that. And then Mark and Katie can handle halftime from the arena.
Wasn't the same.
Jay, don't be all disrespected. Don't be like that. Don't be typical Kings fan. Not everything is a slight, big fella.
We're respecting you.
Yeah,
we have respect for you.
Slow down over there, Sacramento King employee. I'm sitting there talking. I'm trying to get some understanding what's going on at NBC. That's all. Because there's the California and the Bay Area. So I stand with California, not Bay Area. So I was getting ready to have to make a call on your behalf. See if you wanted some of your contingency plans over here to shift.
Nah, man. You know what it is though, man. It's like they could have had me at halftime, but it's like 3 minutes, a minute and a half of content. Why waste Drapes and Chelsea for that? Save them for the post game, and we'll give you our full breakdown. And so it was all good, though. It was good.
Yeah. I did catch you for the post game, but I was saying a moment ago, Drapes, I did at one point in that fourth quarter when it was, let's see, what was the Suns' biggest lead last night? At one point they were up 11. I think they were up like 9, or maybe that was fourth quarter. Anyway, I started to lose faith a little bit, but Kings came back. Another character win, similar to what they did in Miami last week.
Oh, ye of little faith, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
I admit, yeah.
No, man, it was amazing to see, man, because that's one thing, we've been talking about this season, even though it's just a young season, but the team's ability to fight back, their never say die attitude, never give up. Like, they should have lost this game. You know what I mean? And Keegan had the tip in, and it was great. But then you got the foul on the other end, and it's like, they did enough to lose this game. They actually did. But they found a way to win. I was worried going into overtime, and then I saw DeMar DeRozan take over right from the jump. I saw the defense lock in, and I'm like, damn, this team is clutch, man. And that's what happens when you got 2 of the best clutch players in the league.
Yeah, and you mentioned the foul that was called on Keegan, and then you had the mysterious shot clock reset, and there were a number of things that, again, I think if you're a Kings player, you'd start to feel like, what is going on? We can't get a fair shake here. But just as they were a week ago tonight in Miami, they were resilient, and they overcame that. And, to do that on the road for a team that even Mike Brown has said, we get emotional sometimes. That's very, very impressive. Now it's just a matter of, with Malik's injury, how long you're going to be without him and what you're going to do about it.
Can we, because I'm looking at Emma Drock and people on the YouTube chat, can we set the record straight about the shot clock? because I feel like there are a lot of people that don't know the rule. And it's even some of our coaches were like, "Oh, that's a 20. Why does shot clock reset?" Once you grab the ball and you try to save it, they consider that a possession.
That's possession, yeah.
So that's
he didn't tip it.
Shot clock reset.
It wasn't a tip. It was a
right. It
like
was
a gather,
catch and throw it.
Yeah.
So that's one shot clock reset, and then so that means the Kings have the ball. Then when Tyus Jones catches it, it's a change of possession. Now the Suns have the ball. So that's why you reset the shot clock twice. I feel like it's a lot of people out there saying, "Oh, we got why the shot," because they don't know the rules, Whitey. I just want to clarify that before it spins out of control and everything.
Yes. So that is deemed a possession when Trey Lance at the baseline, because again, he didn't tap it or bat it. Right. He had it for a moment
and then
it back out.
Threw it. Exactly. And so at that point, it's Kings possession, shot clock resets. Then when Tyus Jones gets it off the catch, it's another possession of reset after that. So to me, though, I didn't see the foul on the 4-point play. You know what I mean? I'm looking at Luke Lauk screaming his head off, and maybe I got distracted. I'm like, was that really a foul, though? That's the one thing I was upset about. But, that they figured it out. But, yeah, I've been seeing this on social media all day about the refs and all this. And they did it according to the rule book. It was according to the rule book.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you on the foul. It was difficult to see. But then at that point, it's like, oh, they get a free throw and they get the ball. To overcome that and then, dominate in overtime, just a positive sign for this team that I don't know if you've noticed, Drapes, but they're not making very many 3 balls lately.
Nah, get out of here. Really?
Yeah, that little subpar on the 3-point shooting.
Yeah. Other than Kevin Huerter, man, it's and shout out to Red Velvet. He kept us in that game in that first half. 17 points and then 5 for 9, I think it was from 3. He was the only one that was really clicking. And I think this is an issue, Whitey. It can't be all sooner or later things are going to get better. It was such an issue. Mike Brown went to Doug McDermott early in the game. Remember that? Even Mike Brown was like, damn, we need some shooting. I think Doug was 1 for 5, but even the coach is trying to figure it out and try to get more shooting out there on the floor.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if it continues, and hopefully it won't, in which case, nothing to see here. But if they do continue to struggle, do you take more? Do you just continue to launch? Or do you maybe, attack the basket more, not take as many threes? Like I say, hopefully won't come to that. I know in the fourth quarter in the overtime, they weren't as focused on taking threes, and that worked out for them. So we'll see. But De'Aaron Fox's hand was taped even differently than it had been, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's an issue, man. He's not going to make it an issue. Kings don't want to make it an issue and everything like that. But it's clearly, bothering him. I think, too, when you look at it, I think his mid-range shots are fine. It's the longer distance shots, and it has more time. Like the 15 to 17 footer, he's money from that range. But I wish, and he said it, I wish it was like a break in the schedule, even just a week we can give him or whatever, but that might not even fix it. And so it's something he's got to deal with, man.
Big win once again, because you look at what's going on in the West and you look at that team that plays near where you are right now and what they did last night after winning in Boston. And you can't kick away games in the West this year.
Now, I'm just saying, let's not, hey, they beat a banged up OKC team. My boy Chet Holmgren got blasted by Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins with the, trying to bulldoze over Chet. And then we haven't talked since what happened on Friday to Golden State when they played Cleveland. What happened then? Cavs mollywopped them. You know what I mean? And so it's, they're playing well. The thing about the Warriors, and to your point, though, I think based on what we're seeing, they're going to be a really good regular season team. I don't think they can win a championship or anything like that. But as far as we're concerned, we may have to look at them as a team like, oh, shoot, now we're battling them for playoff position too.
Maybe. When we come back, we got Drapes Takes live from San Francisco as we get you ready for the Kings and the Spurs. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. So at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited talk, text, and data for $30 a line when you buy 2. That's just $60 a month for 2 unlimited lines. So if you're 50 and up, make the switch and save. Come on, you've earned this. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com today. Requires 2 lines of service, age validation, and credit approval, subject to system and area limits, taxes, and other fees apply.
Check, check, and check. That's the sound of me getting a jump start on my holiday list. But I can't take all the credit. Kohl's makes it too easy. I got my daughter a mini instant camera, my husband some cologne, my sister cozy slippers, and that's just the beginning. Then I got 20% off other gifts, $10 off $25 spent, and earned Kohl's cash. Thank you, Kohl's. Select styles. $10 off $25 offer ends November 11th. 20% offer ends November 23rd. Coupons do not apply to tech and Sephora at Kohl's. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
The sewer system. It's probably the last thing on your mind, and that's okay. Because at the Sacramento Area Sewer District, it's our first priority. As the region's largest sewer utility, we own and maintain thousands of miles of sewer pipe. And our job is to get to your sewer problem before it interrupts your life. So whether you've got a slow drain or a backup, call us first, day or night. The Sacramento Area Sewer District. It's a dirty job, but we're happy to do it.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Black Friday savings on now on the all-new 2025 Silverado at Meda Chevy.
With $8,000 off MSRP after rebates, every new 2025 half-ton LT, RST, LTZ, and High Country in stock at Meda Chevy.
Meda Chevy has one of the largest selections of new 2025 Silverados in the Sacramento area.
$8,000 off new 2025 Silverado at Meda Chevy. Now that's big, huge. MedaChevy.com. Together, let's drive.
Not available with special financing, leases, and other ends 12/1/24. Source internet search 11/2/24.
.310 to go. Kings want to make it a 2-possession lead. DeRozan again, and he's fouled, this time on the right wing, deep 2-point range. We are asked everywhere we go, how is DeMar DeRozan fitting in with the Kings? I'd say pretty doggone well.
Your afternoon home for Kings talk and so much more. The Drive Guys on Sacktown Sports.
So Drapes, Jay, dear listener, I have in my hand the box score, official box score from the overtime last night. Sacramento Kings took 8 shots in overtime, made 7 of them. How about that? So you had DeRozan was 3 for 3, De'Aaron Fox 4 for 5. There you go, a simple recipe. And we've all wondered, we've all asked, and it's a legitimate concern. You know, how are they going to figure this out? Who's going to take control there in overtime? And so far, so good. Not a problem and very effective.
Exactly. You got 2 of the best clutch players in the league. That's how it should be, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, you got 2 guys that can go ISO and get whatever shot they want and can hit tough contested shots. And so it was a beauty last night.
Mm-hmm. And Phoenix, by the way, 2 for 9 in overtime. And if I'm not mistaken, now this is from Basketball Reference, and sometimes some of these numbers – they vary a little bit. The rankings vary depending on your source. And, of course, the NBA has official numbers. But, Drapes, I think the Kings, as we speak right now, are top 10 in defensive rating.
Are they?
I believe they are.
They were 12th, I think, at last check before last night's game. I got the stats right here, Whitey. You know, I'm all about accuracy on this show here, of course. Defensive rating, Sacramento Kings, 11th, according to NBA.com.
Gotcha.
11th.
Basketball Reference had them 10th, but like I say, NBA.com is the official ratings. Okay,
yes.
That's pretty good for the Sacramento Kings.
It is. Can I point out a couple other stats before we get to Drape's takes?
Please.
Because you mentioned the overtime numbers. Those 2 guys, Fox and DeRozan, only 2 people that took shots.
Yeah.
That like nobody else. It was like everybody else get out the way. It's the Fox and DeRozan show. And I know Domas fouled out, I believe, out there too. But Keegan didn't take a shot. Kevin Huerter, like it was the two stars, the two number one and two scoring options, and they took over in that game.
Even though Phoenix obviously knew what was coming, and they still couldn't stop it.
Still could not stop it. And let's get to Drape's takes, man. Let's
Drape's
get to Drape's takes. Jay, I need my music.
Calm down. Take it easy, man. Just take it easy.
All right, Kings fans, listen up. I know you think I'm going to start with the obvious, but I'm going to save that for later. I want to start with my guy, Keegan Murray. I thought Keegan Murray once again was fantastic last night. 14 points, 14 rebounds, 5 of 11 shooting, the tip in. How about the tip in? Whitey, he only had one offensive rebound last night. He only had one offense, and it was massive, the tip in. I just love watching Keegan play on both ends of the floor. Do I want some of his shots to fall a little bit better? Do I want him to improve his three-point numbers? Of course. But this guy, man, night in and night out, whether it's defensively, check out what Devin Booker did last night. 9 of 22. Not an efficient game for Devin Booker. I thought the Kings, led by Keegan Murray, did a phenomenal job defensively on Devin Booker. And we got to give Keegan Murray some love. 14 rebounds for Keegan Murray. I'll take it, man. I thought that was impressive.
If you haven't done this already, I recommend, as Drapes, as you said, you love watching him play. Watch the replay of the tip-in and just watch Keegan and watch his reaction and watch as he said last week, just flies in, recognizes the situation, flies in and saves the game.
Yeah, saves the game. So shout out to him. Obviously, look at Domantas Sabonis too, Whitey. And I don't want you to look at Domas with 20, 12, and 5. No, I want you to look at Domas versus the other two bigs for Phoenix. And I understand Nurkic got hurt, only played 15 minutes. 0 points for Nurkic, 7 rebounds, 0 offensive rebounds. That's critical. That's key. Domas is doing a great job keeping the other big off the offensive glass. Also, Mason Plumlee, 9 points. 9 points. 6 points. I'm
6
sorry,
points,
my eyes are so bad. 6 points, 11 but only 2 offensive rebounds. Domantas Sabonis had 4 offensive rebounds on his own. I think Domas, man, I'm gonna sing his praises every game. He's a permanent fixture in Drape's takes because he brings it night in and night out. And how about this, Whitey? He took 3 threes, missed them all, but he was 9 of 11 from 2-point range. Like, how insane is that? You're talking 89% or so from 2-point range. And so shout out to Domas. I thought he had a hell of a game despite fouling out.
Yeah, and the Kings these are just the raw rebound numbers, but 57 rebounds last night. It's only 48 for the Suns. So
yeah,
they flexed their muscles in the paint a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, season high, man. They did a great job. All right, now let's get to the 2 stars, of course, DeMar DeRozan and De'Aaron Fox. What we saw to end that game late in the fourth quarter, overtime, is what we dreamed of when we went out there and got DeMar DeRozan. How many times did we talk about, Whitey, man, in clutch situations, what you're going to do out there? How you going to defend these 2 guys? The Suns had no answers for those 2 guys. DeMar DeRozan, let's start with him. He was 4 of 12 in the first half and then elevated his game to go 10 of 13 in the second half in overtime. And I talked to him on the post-game show yesterday, Whitey, and I'm like, just his sense of like knowing what is needed at that time, knowing it's time to raise his game. Where did he get that from? He said, growing up, it's stuff you dream about as a kid, shot clock winding down, big moments of the game. That's why we brought DeMar DeRozan here to make life easier. Think about it. De'Aaron Fox wasn't flowing. Sure, he was doing some other things, had some assists, had some rebounds, but he wasn't efficient through the first 3.5, 4 quarters. But DeMar DeRozan in that fourth and at beginning of overtime was able to carry us. That brings me to De'Aaron Fox also, Whitey. I've been reading a lot of people on social media hating on De'Aaron Fox after that game Friday night in which the Kings lost to the Clippers, even though Fox had 31. We need to calm down. Get off my man's back. De'Aaron Fox put on his superhero cape, came to the rescue, hit 3 or 4 straight buckets down the stretch. He was money. And I think we talk about who benefits the most for having DeMar DeRozan. In late game situations, I think it's De'Aaron Fox because you can't key on him anymore, Whitey. De'Aaron Fox is out on an island one-on-one, and he buried the Suns last night.
Yeah, the one thing that, to me, that really stood out about De'Aaron Fox, in addition to the fact that he was so great in the clutch, he had last night no turnovers. He really had problems with the handle Friday night. Last night, he had that one play where he dribbled out the clock. That is not a turnover. So he had no turnovers last night. That's amazing.
Yeah, and people, you know what's the problem about this, Whitey, though, is people are so reactionary to this day, like these days. The dude has 7 turnovers. We wake up the next day, box score. De'Aaron Fox got to be better. Calm down, man. These things happen. Any guy with a high usage is going to have turnovers. Look at LeBron James. Look at Luka at times. I mean, it comes with the territory. Those things are going to happen. But those two guys, their clutch play, man, tremendous. I will say this, though, Whitey. I will say this, because I did look at the box score for once. What we saw last night, late in games and in the game and in overtime, that's not sustainable, big fella. That's not a 48-minute kind of offense we want to run. Because here's why, Whitey. The Kings in the fourth quarter made 11 shots. In overtime, they made, 5 shots? No, 7 shots. Guess how many assists they had on those 18 made field goals in fourth quarter and in overtime? Just guess how many.
It ain't a lot. Like, I don't know, like 4?
2.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not sustainable for 48. So we can't say, how come we don't play like this all the time? Like, what happens late in games, and we just got to live with it, Kings fans, is that the stars are going to take over. The stars are going to say, put the ball in my damn hand and get out the damn way. And that's what we saw with DeRozan last night and Fox. So the assist numbers won't be there. It's not the free-flowing, smooth, everybody touch it offense. And you don't want that late in games. You want your best players making the decisions late in games. And I'm okay with that, White.
Yeah. Farmer Bleezy 22, by the way, says we need a name for the Fox DeMar duo. I've been calling them the MIDI Committee, but I think we can do better. Mark Jones called them something like that last night. What do you think, Drapes? On your next play-by-play, the MIDI Committee? You going to bust that out?
I'm not. Because then Mark will say I stole it from him or something like that. So, like, right. I think he got that one patented. So, no, we got to come up with something better than that. You know, somebody more clever than me can come up with something.
All right.
That's Drapes Takes, Jay. You know who it's brought to you by?
By Alsco Uniforms. Discover why it pays to keep clean with Alsco Uniforms.
Get back to the whole De'Aaron Fox debate. And I know some people overreacted, but, it looked like the hand was really bothering him Friday. Right. And you could understand that. And it looked like, he had a hard time with the handle. And I think Jason Anderson wrote about this. And it's fair to wonder. I think it was fair to criticize him just to observe like, hey, that must be difficult. So my point is for him to then bounce back last night and not turn the ball over at all with his hand wrapped even more than it had been. That was very impressive to me, Drapes. Maybe it's the point guard in me. I know you play point guard. When you see like, whoa, no turnovers. That's pretty special.
That's pretty special, man, to take care of the ball. And not only no turnovers, what did he have? 8 assists, I think he finished with, something like that. I mean, come on, man. 8 assists, no turnover game. And then the fact that he crashed the boards, man. 11 rebounds from your point guard. That's the thing I love about what we saw from De'Aaron Fox last night. The offense wasn't flowing. The shots weren't falling. In the first half, De'Aaron Fox, 3 of 7. Through the first 3 quarters, De'Aaron Fox, 4 of 15, Whitey. So the shots weren't falling, but he did some other things to help this team out. Mm-hmm. How about this real quick, too, Whitey? Farmer Bleezy might have found one. He said, 5 and dime is pretty good. How about 5 and dime?
Yeah.
That's not bad. I might pull that one out.
Hey, I got one. I got one for you your next telecast, if you want, because we were talking Friday about you were talking about the rip and run, the grab and go. Well, you just mentioned crashing the boards. How about, Drapes, how about the crash and dash? Huh? The crash and dash. Yeah. Yeah. You think about it. You think about it a little bit.
Yeah, let me think about that one.
You know,
Let me
if you
think about
already
that.
said rip and run, I just said the grab and go. What's that one? Whitey said, oh, yeah. Domas with the crash and
dash. All right, I might do that.
We'll come back. We got to talk about those 49ers. Feel good win, right? Next with the Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
At the law offices of Dale R. Gomes, we understand that when you're facing a crisis, you need more than just a lawyer. You need a team. Our dedicated attorneys work together, combining decades of experience to guide you through personal injury or criminal defense matters with care and expertise. We're committed to supporting you every step of the way, ensuring your voice is heard and your rights are protected. With offices in Sacramento and El Dorado County, reach out to the law offices of Dale R. Gomes today, 916-999-9033, or online at dalegomeslaw.com.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Every club on the shelves can be tried for free on the driving range. 3 TrackMan units and a Hagen Oaks team of skilled fitting professionals provide the finest club fitting experience. Our personable Super Shop staff will show you the newest to help you look and play your best. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
If your passion is bass fishing, only one radio show has the action, information, and excitement of your favorite outdoor sport. Ultimate Bass, hosted by Tournament Bass Pro and California Outdoor Hall of Famer Kent Brown, takes you live to where the fish are biting every Saturday morning. Only Ultimate Bass feeds your passion with the latest news, products, tips, and advice from the pros. Ultimate Bass with Kent Brown, Saturday mornings at 5 a.m. on Sacktown Sports 1140, part of SEP's Saturday Morning Outdoors.
Facts are facts, and the facts show that for eliminating hip, knee, back, leg, and foot pain, it's the Good Feet personalized arch support system, clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good Feet arch supports are designed to help put your feet and whole body back in pain-relieved proper alignment. Good Feet arch supports are HSA and FSA eligible. Book your free fitting at Good Feet in Sacramento, Roseville, and Vacaville.
Tom's Watch Bar, your ultimate sports watching destination for all Kings games, hosted live by Sacktown Sports. With 360-degree viewing, surround sound, premium food and drink, and game day vibes that match being at the game, Tom's Watch Bar is the ultimate game day experience for all Sacramento Kings fans.
DC here for Folsom Lake Kia, where they make car shopping easy with a huge selection of new Kia models, low payments, and zero down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, your trusted dealer in Folsom for over 25 years. FolsomLakeKia.com.
Confidence is built off of how guys looked during the week, and he looked great in the weekend. Made some field goals today, but the one he missed was just a little bit left. Looked like the next one he missed was the exact same kick a little bit left. Then it looked like he overcompensated for those misses and missed the exact same way a little bit to the right and fixed that a little bit, and it just went into the right on the last one. So you're only as good as your last kick, so he did a hell of a job winning that game for us at the end.
Your new home for 49ers football in the 916 Sacktown Sports.
Kyle Shanahan talking about Money Moody, who was Monopoly Money Moody for much of that game. But Drapes joining us from San Francisco. You were saying how fans tend to overreact. Seems like more than ever now. I know today, looking at The Athletic, the comments, there was at least one person saying, they need to cut Moody, get rid of Moody right away. And I know he was, he had a rough game yesterday, but I guess that's part of kicking.
What, first game back for Moody too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Get rid of him.
I'm gonna cut him. He was solid last year, right? I thought he was, despite the issues during the preseason, he was a good kicker. He had only missed one prior to that this season, and so you don't invest a high round pick and then cut him. Well, I guess you can do it. You saw Trey Lance, but you don't invest a high round pick and then cut him after less than 2 seasons. Come on now.
No, I wouldn't think so. But that was a game to me, and I know you and Jay both had Tampa, and the 49ers didn't cover. But I thought the 49ers were going to win that game by more, and I thought they should have. But what did you think of the dust-up on the sideline between Debo and Tabor Pepper, and Moody was in that a little bit too?
I'm trying not to overreact to it, but you rarely see different position groups like that, different, offense usually drawing that offense, defense drawing that defense, receiver, quarterback, something like that. But to see an offensive guy come over and say something to a special teamer, and I know Debo is saying, oh, he just told him lock in and everything like that, but that was a bad look. It's one thing to say it, but then to actually go for a swing, that,
right.
That's the bad look. If you want to say it, I get it. Lock in. I understand that. But then to actually, take a swipe at somebody like that, that's horrible. I mean, think about it. If it was happening with the Cowboys, what would we be saying today? We'd be clowning the Cowboys. See, that team has no, can't control themselves and everything. That was a bad look, I thought, by Debo.
Yeah, it was really bad. And if they'd lost the game, we'd probably be talking a lot more about it. And we don't really know what Debo said. I know Tabor Pepper said, he told him to lock in. Yeah. And that may be what he said. He may have said a lot more than that. We don't know. But I'm with you. I mean, you can understand Debo's frustration. You can understand the long snapper kind of sticking up for his kicker maybe. But, yeah, for Debo to lose his cool and take his left hand to the long snapper's throat, that's where it's like, nah, no matter what was said there, that's a bad play right there. They win, but another indication of just how frustrated they all are right now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Even when they win, you don't. And Jake could chime in on this if he wants. You don't come away feeling great. You know what I mean? It should have been a great win. But it's marred by the missed field goals, by the Debo situation. I mean, really, when you look at it, you could argue Tampa should have won. That if they would have completed those two plays that Baker Mayfield had late in the game, one was brought back after review from said it was incomplete, that kind of thing. Like Tampa had their chances as well, but now you come away, sure, you're 5-4, but you can't feel good right now. I don't know how Niners fans could feel good about their team right now.
Well, because they won. But I know what you're saying, and I also know this. Yesterday, I think it was Matt Barrows wrote about this. After the game, NFL rules stipulate that the locker room has to open to the media no later than 15 minutes after the end of the game. Yeah. And it was 30 minutes. Kyle Shanahan was in there with him for twice the what's allowed by rule. He was in there for half an hour. And afterwards, by all reports, everybody put a happy face on everything. But you wonder just what exactly was said there behind closed doors. Thank goodness that they actually won that game, or this whole thing might be coming apart. Now they survive in advance. Right, Jay? Survive in advance.
I like the way you're thinking.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I got to keep it 1,000. One thing we do here at Drive Guys, keep it 1,000. I'm with Drapes. Like, me and my fellow 49er fans, the faithful, a bunch of my partners, friends, who I call my brothers. We have a text thread going. And that was one of the things I said at the end, Drapes. This is not a Super Bowl team. I'm going to continue to keep on saying it. This is not a Super Bowl winning team. The way they're operating right now, do they have the makeup of one? Yes, but the way their actions are showing, the way they're playing, this team is going to go to Detroit and get ran off the field. And they'll make it difficult for Detroit. And when I say ran off the field, I'm not saying, like back in the day playing Madden, you get 21-0 and pass the stick. I'm saying they're going to get beat up. They're not going to go to Detroit and win a game. They probably won't go to a few other places and win a game. I'd be surprised if they went to Philadelphia and won a game at this point. They have the makeup. I think, the CMC being back, Jawan Jennings, which we see, some results from it. I think those things are in positive steps. I'm with you on the Jake Booty situation. For whatever reason, the faithful just have a romance with Robbie Gould. And I get it. Yeah. They do. But I mean, dude's almost 50. Like, we got to start to move on too, so I get it. And people can say, well, Jake Moody did this and that. He has some terrible misses. Last year against the Browns, they lost a game. He almost cost them this game. But as Drapes talked about, he missed one kick. He's coming back from an ankle situation. All by the way, how about you help him out? Stop asking him to kick 50-yard field goals.
And by the way, with Robbie Gould, some of those misses for Moody with Robbie Gould.
It wouldn't even get close.
Wouldn't
even get close. Yeah, don't have me badmouth Robbie Gould on this show. Don't do that. Don't do that. But I'm just saying it's the same thing what Drapes is saying and you guys are talking about when it comes to the Kings. Sometimes, and I know we're in the middle of the 49er season, but we got to let some of this stuff play out. You know, and I know that's not Monday morning quarterbacking. I know people got shows that's called that. I understand every week is significant. But if you beat Seattle, now you're feeling a little better, right? And so I just think the 49ers are on their way. But as the way they're playing right now, fellas, they not a Super Bowl.
The thing that really troubles me is that 49ers are based on run the ball, stop the run. Yesterday, Brock Purdy threw for 353 because they needed him to. Yeah, because they could not run the ball, Drapes. And some of that might be CMC coming back, but they ran that zone stretch left with him numerous times, and there was nothing there. Was it because he wasn't recognizing the holes or he didn't have the burst? I don't know. It's hard to know without seeing the films, all 22. But to me, it just looked like there was nothing there for them. And so that was a very un-49er-like way to win that game.
Yeah, it really was. And I remember, listening to it, watching it as well. And I'm like, damn, the Niners only got 13 points through three plus quarters. Like, what happened to this vaunted offense? What happened? And once again, CMC's back, and I understand he was great in the passing game, but the red zone, once again, like they're settling for way too many field goals. You got 2 touchdowns yesterday, and shout out to George Kittle. That dude is a beast. I'm gonna give him his props. Where would we be without him? But they got some issues. Is it play calling? Is it execution? What's happening there where they can't punch it in anymore?
All the above, all the above. I mean, the schemes aren't there to the 100%. You can see teams putting 7, 8, 9 halfway in the box. They're playing, as Whitey talked about a couple weeks ago, guys are forcing the 49ers wide receivers to get open. They're playing one-on-one man coverage, bump and run. It's like Darrelle Revis every single team we play, right? And then the other part about this, and it's funny you talked about CMC. What did we hear? What did we hear about all this week? And yet again, I knew this was going to happen. CMC, we're going to ease him in. If he's all go, we'll ramp him up. Garendo had 3 carries. Mason had 3 carries.
Right.
CMC had 20 touches.
Yeah, you couldn't get him off the field.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Yet again. So as much as people don't want to have the Shanahan conversation, and I'm not the person to say fire Shanahan. I'm not that guy.
That's what we have TC for.
That's right. I do think we have to start to question, place a little pressure on them, and start to ask some questions in the form of, you got to be a genius sometime. I don't see it at all anymore, or if I should say that, very rarely.
What do you think of this? Is it possible he is a better play designer than he is a play caller?
Yes. Agreed. Agreed.
So like his situational calls aren't that good, but the plays that he designs are good, but just maybe at the wrong time.
It's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
I think he has some aggression situations that I think, for me as a 49er fan, I start to recall Steve Mariucci, who sat on the ball quite a bit when it was, his time coaching the 49ers. I think there's no rhythm to what they're doing offensively. I go back to end of the fourth quarter where you could easily see that they were discombobulated. There was 2-3 seconds on the play clock, which to me is getting too much of a habit. Like every time you look up when the 49ers snap the ball, it's 3-4 seconds on the play clock. Teams gear up for that. That basically gives them a head start. I'm looking at the gun. Like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
So like there's minor things that are happening with the 49ers that have happened over the last 2 or 3 years that, because their talent and because they've outweighed some of these things, where I don't know what's going on this year, but there's some things that's coming into question that we haven't done lately.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Yeah, Brock Purdy threw for 353 yesterday. Is that a good thing? The conversation continues when we come back. Getting you ready for the Kings and the Spurs. Sacktown Sports.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow. Sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This holiday at T-Mobile, I'm joined by a special co-anchor.
What up, everybody? It's your boy, Big Snoop D-O-double G.
Snoop, let's talk about T-Mobile.
Okay, cool.
This holiday, get 4 lines for $25 a line, plus 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence and the all-new camera control on us.
Let's get cracking, like a breakfast egg.
You can use those eggs to make some eggnog, Snoop.
Respect.
And people do love T-Mobile, where you can save on every plan versus the other big guys.
You know, y'all can take some of those savings and buy some Snoop merchandise.
Always a great stocking stuffer, Snoop.
We up out of here.
Hold your horses, Snoop D-O-double-G. Let's remind people one more time.
Head to T-Mobile.com and get 4 iPhone 16s with Apple Intelligence on us, plus 4 lines for $25. Now drop that jingle.
With 24 monthly bill credits, 4 eligible trade-ins, and 4 new lines with autopay. All qualified customers plus taxes and fees and $35 per line connection charge. Cancel entire account before receiving 24 bill credits, and credit stop and balance on required finance agreements due. $829.99. Credits end if you pay off device early. See how you can save on wireless and streaming versus the other big guys at T-Mobile.com/switch. Apple Intelligence available now.
If your home, business, or building has suffered from any disaster, SunPoint Public Adjusters can help. SunPoint prepares, presents, and negotiates your claim with the insurance company, working only for you, making sure you get everything you're entitled to and letting your focus be on what's most important, your family or your business. Call SunPoint today at 888-247-7865 or contact us at sunpoint.us. SunPoint Public Adjusters, the gold standard in public adjusting.
License number 2N14884.
DC here, and if you've been thinking about a new car, you gotta see my friends at Folsom Lake Kia. You can always count on low payments and 0 down deals with approved credit. Folsom Lake Kia, over 25 years, right here in Folsom.
Model Year End pricing is back at Folsom Lake Honda, your one-stop Honda shop.
During the Model Year End event, lower interest rates at Folsom Lake Honda make lower payments. It's no wonder why Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop. Come in today or check out our entire inventory online at folsomlakehonda.com.
Get an instant cash offer for your trade at folsomlakehonda.com. We'll buy your car whether you buy from us or not. Folsom Lake Honda is your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Go to folsomlakehonda.com.
Your one-stop Honda shop.
Normally, I don't even get like that, but just like frustrated in the heat of battle, you know, really close game, and I kind of got out of character a little bit, but I'll talk to Moody and, you know, we'll get past him. I think he had a little dog in him, you know, a little motivation to go out there and make the field goals. And I was talking to him at first, like, I wasn't saying nothing like crazy to him. I was just, you know, kind of frustrated in the time, but, you know, he went out there and won the game, of course, and, you know, he wasn't bothered by it, so, you know, we moved past it.
Sacramento's official home for the San Francisco 49ers.
Sacktown Sports.
Deebo Samuel talking about whatever that was between he and Tabor Pepper and Jake Moody. And I think one of the most interesting aspects of this is that Tabor Pepper says, well, Deebo told him to lock in. And Deebo said there, I wasn't telling him anything crazy. So, and we touched on this earlier, who knows what he said to him? And Tabor Pepper's smart enough to know, I'm the long snapper. I'm not going to make this any worse. So he just told him to lock in. You know what I mean, Drapes? Who knows what he said to him?
Yeah, who knows what he said. And, you know, I place the blame squarely on Deebo. Like, you don't need to go over to the kicker. Like, as you know, guys, you know, kickers are sort of the most, I don't want to say fragile, but, you know, you never want to mess with their mentals, their psyche, if you will.
Right.
And
right.
So nobody feels worse than Jake Moody that he missed all those field goals, and then having a Deebo come over there in that moment. I understand heated of frustration in the moment and everything, but dude, you're supposed to not mess with the kicker, you know, like,
yeah,
good, bad, or ugly. You lead a kicker. He's on his own island. Him and the long snapper, they do their own, in the holder, they do their own thing. And so it was horrible, man. It was a bad look.
Yeah.
You know who the kicker is, fellas? He's the closer. You never mess with the closer.
Yeah.
Which you never mess with the kicker.
Yeah. It's like Shanahan. And you guys, you probably heard somebody asked Shanahan before the game-winning kick, did you say anything to Jake Moody? Shanahan's like, what am I going to say?
Right.
He knows he has to make it. If I say you better make it, does that make anything any better?
They lock in.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. You better make this one. Oh, I wasn't gonna until you said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Let me ask you guys a question.
Deebo's out of line. Deebo's way out of line. Yeah.
Yeah. worried about the run defense again? I thought, Bucky Irving looked like Franco Harris out there or something. Looked like Barry Sanders out there. You worried about that at all?
Slow down now. Slow down.
I thought the defense did pretty well yesterday. They had, that series.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah, with all of the penalties was bad. The defense yesterday was not the problem, I felt. And they were put in that bad position with believe it or not, a bad special teams play. I thought the defense did reasonably well yesterday. I didn't think they were the problem, Jay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the defense played well.
Barry Sanders.
You know what? Real quick, this is close but off. I'm watching Boise State, Nevada. Excuse me, Boise State, Nevada on Saturday, and Tim Brando and Devin Gardner, former quarterback for Michigan. And Tim Brando, love Tim Brando, worked with him for a long time. Good dude. When it comes to how he's treated me, whatever you got to say about him, that's between you and him. But he's talking about Ashton Genty, who's like the Heisman favorite for Boise State. And Tim Brando's been calling games forever, fellas. You guys know that. Longer than I've all been alive. He says Ashton Genty is the best running back he's seen since Barry Sanders. And I'm sitting there like, come on. Marshall Faulk, LT. Like, there's so many running backs since Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I'm like, this dude better run for 2,000 every year from here on out. So when Drake said that, I was like, come on, man. Twice in the same 48 hours.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. Ramsey's been on hold. What's up, Ramsey? What you got for us? Thanks for hanging.
You're more than welcome. As you gentlemen know, making my way back home from Arizona and being at the Kings and Suns game last night, and just wanted to call in and give a little my perspective from what I saw being boots on the ground inside the arena. I mean, first and foremost, when we talk about DeMar DeRozan in that fourth quarter, I looked down for 1 second at his stats. He was 5 of 15. Finished 14 of 25 shooting, and the only shot that he missed was the shot that Keegan Murray tipped back that gave the Kings the lead by one before everything happened. From my perspective, where I was sitting at, I really couldn't see the Keegan Murray foul after that well, or the foul on the 4-point play, because the stanchion was blocking me. But I did have the Devin Booker shot right in front of me. It didn't look good coming out of his hands. And from the Suns' perspective, their best player last night, in my opinion, was Tyus Jones. They got him rolling quickly with 3 quick threes. I think he ended up with about 22 or 23 points, similar to Booker, but he was rolling, and it almost felt like he got his water cut off late. Like, it almost seemed like Kevin Huerter got his water cut off basically by sitting on the bench, but he found a way to come back in late. I'm glad Mike Brown barred him back in late in the game. Unfortunately, he did foul out, but it's a team win. Three players with double-digit rebounds last night, and Keegan Murray, Fox, and Sabonis. And hopefully they can take this effort, bottle it up, take it into San Antonio, and turn it into a win streak before they come back home and face the same Phoenix Suns team on Wednesday, who's going to be looking for some get back.
Thank you, Ramsey. We appreciate that. And one thing, Drapes, you mentioned once DeMar got going, the one miss was the shot that Keegan tipped in. That ball almost went in a couple times. So, yeah, he missed it, but he almost made that one because it was around and out. Then it was on the rim again before Keegan tipped it in.
Yeah, I felt like he might have been too open on that shot. Remember?
Yes.
Because he pivoted, and I forget who the defender was. They ran away from him, and he's like, oh, shoot, let me get it up. And, no, man, I the people that talked about fit and everything like that, the fit has been fantastic. They're a top 10 offense in the league, and they aren't even shooting the ball well from three, man. And you can't blame DeMar DeRozan for Keegan's struggles from three, from De'Aaron's and Malik. Like, that's not DeMar DeRozan's fault. Imagine when these guys actually start making shots, all will be good. It'll be all right.
339-1140, 1-800-920-1140 if you want to join the conversation. Like JR, who joined us now, Sackdown Sports. JR, is your 49er Fun Cup half empty or half full today after what happened yesterday?
It's too damn big. So, hey, that last caller, he freaking gave us the best scenario Kings win last. That was an awesome call.
Yeah, he's right there on the floor. Yeah.
We don't even need the show. They just dialed in all your data for you guys. Drive it home. Yep. You're a Kings fan.
Yeah.
Well, hey, as far as types, you're down in San Fran right now?
Yeah, I'm in San Fran.
There you go. That's where I grew up. I was born and raised in Candlestick Park, right field fence there.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, we need our boy Ray Worsham back. I need him back there kicking balls. At least I can sweat it out. And I'll take Robbie Gold at 60 over Moody. Moody just drives Niner fans crazy. And he missed 3.
Yeah.
He missed 3. So it's 1 is 1, 2, whatever. 9 points. Sorry. And I know it's a boot. They were all pretty good, decent size. But I mean, the second one was a shank. Like, I think it's still moving to the. I literally looked like my shot off the tee box. That was just horrible. And I'm glad that Debo did say something. The pushing, no, but you do got to go up, as a leader and say, dude, you got to lock in. And I think that's where his exact words were, excuse me, Jake, I need you to please lock in, sir. I think that's what he said to him exactly. So I'm hoping that.
I think he said something about Wershing. I think you dropped Wershing's name.
He did.
Yeah.
He said, don't make me call Ray. I know where he lives.
And I heard that name in about 30 years, man.
Oh, my. He was our god when he was playing in the 80s. And all he did was kick extra points.
He was the Wershing machine because he never missed. The Wershing machine.
Yeah, because he never had to kick a real field goal for the Montana.
32 yards. Whoa, good one. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah. It was funny how far guys are able to kick it now. And, 50 is a new 40. And you miss like from 49. It's like, how do you miss that?
I mean, guys are kicking 60 now.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, fellas. He almost missed that last one, too.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't, straight down the middle through the uprights. That thing had a couple of feet right. He might have missed that thing.
Now,
Look good to me.
Yeah. And it's funny because Shanahan said it was right down the
middle.
Nah, come on.
He did say that. He said, for him to nail that last one. Do you think that, you missed 3 then, making the last one, does that mean, that shows a lot of gumption, your problems are over? Or do you just feel like, well, at this point, who knows? Everyone is a roll of the dice.
You know what's crazy about it, Whitey? I'm watching the ending there, and I think it was Jawan Jennings. Like, I think he tried to stretch his last reception and get more yards because he knew he wanted to get as inside that third, make it as close as possible. Usually you try to get out of bounds in those situations.
Yes.
He turned upfield to get 5 or 6 more yards. And I'm wondering in his mind, it's like, oh, shoot, my kicker just missed 3. I got to get this thing as close as possible to make it a chip shot for him.
Of course, Drapes. Hence why I said why your coach is not thinking like that.
Right.
How is the wide receiver thinking like that, but your coach is not calling plays like that?
Yeah.
Like there was a the second missed field goal. I'm like, dude, help him out. Yeah. You can go for the 4th and 2. We don't even, the third one, excuse me. You could tell his confidence was shot. It was completely done. We don't even need to kick a field goal. How about you step on the gas and show like Dan Campbell you want to go win this game instead of being like, oh, you know what, I'll play the percentages. And like sometimes you have to show your team you want to win. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying he's trying to throw a game. I'm not trying to say, he's not calling plays to win. But I'm just saying show a different emotion. Show a different decision. And that's where I think a lot of 49er fans are starting to question in the form of like simple, fellas. Why don't you ever see the 49ers in a hurry up offense? Why are we always it's like my daughter or my wife. They're the slowest people on earth. Or not my wife, my daughter and my mom. Why are you guys always slow? We got to be there at 5. How about you get ready 2 hours prior? It's the same thing with Kyle Shanahan. How about we step on the gas a little bit sometimes?
Excuse me, Jay, but Matt Ryan talked about that in the Super Bowl. He said it would take forever for the play
to come in.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah,
that was one of his gripes.
Openly. Yeah. And he says and then it's so long and Anyway, TC's going to join us when we come back. We're going to get you ready for the Kings and the Spurs, too, as we wrap up a short but busy show today. Drive Guys, Sacktown Sports.
Preventing you from enjoying life's big moments? Try Vicks Sinex Saline today and get yourself back in the action. Vicks Sinex Saline instantly clears everyday congestion with a gentle ultrafine mist. Sinex Saline's drug-free, no-mess formula instantly moisturizes and soothes dry, irritated nasal passages for quick and effective relief. Get back to enjoying life's big moments to the fullest without having to worry about everyday congestion holding you back. Just Sinex, breathe, use as directed.
Time to work on your gift list with Black Friday deals at the Home Depot. Right now, get a select tool from top brands like Ryobi and Milwaukee for free when you buy a select battery kit. Choose from reciprocating saws, multi-tools, sanders, and more. Whether you're stocking up on power for your personal workshop or grabbing the perfect gift for someone else's. Get Black Friday tool deals delivered from the Home Depot. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in-store and online.
At aimyourdigital.com, we'll help you target the right audience, build your leads, and crush your quota. Take your business to the next level. Our digital marketing strategies help grow awareness of your product or service, all while building trust in your business. Our approach involves leveraging multiple tools and strategies to deliver exceptional results that are customized to your unique business needs. Don't wait to run out of sales leads. Keep your business growing. Get started with aimyourdigital.com today.
It's taste on a whole new level at Sky River Casino. With 18 elevated restaurants, bars, and lounge destinations that include SR Prime Steakhouse, 32 Brews, Dragon Boat, and The Market. Just minutes from Sacramento, right off Highway 99 in Elk Grove. Join in the fun and experience the height of hospitality. Sky's the limit at Sky River Casino. Visit skyriver.com today. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When it's all on the line, you need a big-time closer. That's especially true when it comes to your garage door. That's why I proudly recommend National Garage Door. Whitey Gleason here for National Garage Door. And whether you're looking to repair an existing door or get a brand new one installed, you need National Garage Door. Family-owned and operated. They've been around since 1974 because service is their number one priority. National Garage Door are the region's BSE broken spring experts, and the styles, prices, and quality of the new doors will amaze you. I know they amazed me. Our garage door was starting to sound kind of like a box of scrap metal tumbling down the stairs. So Kevin from National Garage Door came out. He said patching up the old one was an option, but we're going with a new garage door, and we're as excited about that as you can be about a new garage door. National Garage Door sells quality Rainer-branded garage doors. They offer sales, service, and installation on all residential and commercial doors and operators. If you have garage door needs, old ones coming apart, or you're looking to improve your curb appeal, let National Garage Door come through for you in the clutch and be your closer. 338-4554 National Garage Door.
It's Capital Casino, Sacramento's #1 poker room. And guess what? Primetime football is back. Capital Casino is giving away $500 per game in high hand bonuses for every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime game. As always, offering the best food, the best service, and the best action with the most variety of games in the region, conveniently located in downtown Sacramento. So check them out, Capital Casino, and always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Finally, an easy way to find home improvement contractors. Just visit subcontractorsunited.com and simplify your search for home services professionals. From cabinets to windows, roofing to plumbing, Subcontractors United is an easy, simple way to find and hire a home improvement contractor. And you never have to give up personal information. So no harassing phone calls like you get from those other websites. Subcontractorsunited.com is sponsored by D&D Cabinets and Savage Design.
The Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is the only store in the world to be named the top 100 shop for 40 years straight. Yes, the only golf shop in the world. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop is your unsurpassed spot to find the hottest golf gear, best pricing, and elite expertise. Try any club on the shelf on the driving range for free and let our staff show you everything you need to look and play better. You love golf. The Hagen Oaks team loves golf too. Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue, Business 80. Learn more at hagenoaks.com or 916-481-GOLF.
KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sacktown Sports, 1140.
It's 95.
When I walk the city. Live and local, it's The Drive Guys. Watch the show on youtube.com/Sacktown Sports 1140.
Or listen on the Sacktown Sports app.
Jay, I have this right, don't I? We're taking you to the bottom of the hour for game night. Yeah, game night with high flyer Henry Turner and Scott Marsh. We got Drapes in San Francisco getting ready for Kings pregame.
Drapes in the storage room.
Yeah, in the storage room. They really set him up.
It's like the supply closet, fellas.
Hey, see some toilet paper next to you?
Y'all need any staplers or 3-hole punchers or anything like that?
No, that's disrespectful, man. I feel disrespected for you, man.
You should, man. This is terrible.
I still don't know what that is.
I was set up in. It was
thing
so
behind
much
you.
better.
I have no idea what that even is, but some kind of rack for something. So
yeah, they put TVs up here, monitors.
Oh, okay.
You, so you can. So it looks like you got a set behind you and stuff.
So what happened?
Yeah.
So we used to use this room, believe it or not, fellas, during COVID when the team was on the road or and we didn't travel. We used to use this room and call games from here. Believe it or not, we used to do the play-by-play from this room right here.
So you're in the COVID room.
Yeah, exactly. This thing. I need a hazmat suit up in here right now. This thing, man. You know what? One issue I got with NBC, and I'm gonna have to talk to some of the people, fellas. I'm walking around the building, right? And I see pictures: Steph Curry, Draymond, Run TMC, the legends. I walk around and I see pictures, Kings-wise, Marvin Bagley, Yogi Ferrell. I'm like, hold up. Where's our legends at? So I'm going to have to talk to somebody down here. I know we got Doug. There's one with Doug and the starting five from then. But where's Fox Sabonis? Where's DeMar? Like, we need to update our, give me at least Tyreek Evans. But Marvin Bagley and Yogi Ferrell? Like, it's
you should have took the Marvin Bagley picture down yourself.
I know, right?
Turn it around or something.
Yeah, do something.
I might do that, man. And it's massive, too. It's like, like 3 feet by 5 feet. Like, it's huge. It's humongous. And I'm like, we got to get rid of that, man.
How about
Sean Holmes would have been better. Damn.
Some pictures of the players that were on the team that knocked the Warriors out of the postseason last year, out of the plan. Yeah.
Right.
There's
some of that. Plenty of those, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Serious. I'm going to talk to somebody about that.
All right, so we'll get back to the Warriors. Excuse me. We'll get back to the Kings, pardon me, in just a moment. But first, back to the 49ers we go. 339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. I'm guessing TC's not overly pleased with the state of things, but let's find out. It's time for Check It with TC.
Mic check. Dre, Whitey, Jay in the back. What's going on?
TC, what's
How you
up?
feeling today, TC?
Man, hey, honestly, bro, I'm feeling cool. I'm feeling good. The Kings won, honestly. Then I told y'all before, bro, I'm not even tripping on the Niners like that, dog. I told y'all what this season was going to be like. That fight on the sideline, Debo knows it's over. This run is over, bro. Period. That was a frustration. I don't care about Moody. We've been knowing Moody was missing kicks. That's about this team being everybody about themselves, bro. It's over for this run. I try to tell everybody, and that's what Kyle did to this team. And everybody is starting to realize that even the players that call him, Kyle's my folks, Debo, but here's my folks. They starting to realize, you know what, Coach? You ain't it, big dog, and we ain't finna win nothing. This is it. So now I'm either going to get mine or I'm flipping on everybody on the team. That's what this team then fell to, bro. That's it on the Niners. Put a button in it. The Kings, bro, I love what I seen last night as far as that grinded out game. It was going back and forth, but to see DeRozan and Fox beached up like that, I don't even care about the 3-pointers, bro. I don't care about scoring 130 and 140 a game. If we can score between 100 and 110 and play defense how we've been playing and mastermind those mid-range games and get to the free throw line, bro, we going to be scary. That's what I was trying to say. That matters in the playoffs. The way we playing, we can win a playoff series, dog. Trying to score 140 and 150 every night, that's not going to get us anywhere, big dog. The threes will fall. I wish Malik the best, but it's the next man up, and we going to get it, dog. That's all I got, Mike Shank.
Thank you, TC.
TC coming in hot.
Yeah, lots of chew on there. As far as Malik Drapes, we have no idea, and it'd be silly to speculate, but I will say that from the looks of that, he may not be back for a while, right? Fair to say. We don't know, but he might not be back for a while.
Yeah, based on the look, it looked like a few weeks, right? I mean, I'm talking 2 to 3 weeks probably with Malik, man. And that's a huge blow to a bench that's already struggling. Like, who's our scoring off the bench now? Who you turning to, Whitey? Who you turning to, Jay?
Doug McDermott.
Mike Brown. Dougie McBuckets. He has to get more opportunities. I know he is 1 of 5, I think it was, but he has to get a few more. He's our only scorer off the bench. He's the only guy. And so unless Monty goes out there and makes a move, brings somebody in, this is what we're rolling with. And we got to get more from our bench guys, no doubt.
Let me ask you about this. I saw this somewhere, and I actually don't remember who or what the source was, so I apologize. But there is some speculation somewhere that O-Rob might be back sooner rather than later. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, I think I saw what you saw as well. I mean, he's been going through his usual stuff, working one-on-one with people. I haven't been in practice or around the team in a few days, obviously. Here's the thing about O-Rob. I don't know what we're going to get, Whitey.
I know.
We don't have a whole lengthy career to draw from. And I think, we're kind of hoping maybe he can give us something. Maybe he can give us an answer. But I'll go back to, what we've been talking about. Like, I would like to see some of the bench guys get more opportunity. Where's Jordan McLaughlin been at? You know what I mean? Like, what's his name? Doug McBuckets 2 games ago was a DMP CD. Now you needed them, in case of emergency, break glass, and you turn to them. Give these guys 5 to 10 games of just regular minutes just to see what they can do. I think it's hard for these guys to go in and out of the lineup like this.
Can I ask you guys something? And Drapes too. This is more pointed towards you. Obviously, Trey Lyles is struggling for whatever reason. Right. I know Mark talked about his legs yesterday, maybe not being in shape because he didn't have the preseason, all those type of things. Does that automatically, or not automatically, that's probably not the proper word. Does that push up O-Rob for you guys moving forward as like, we need to see what he has because we kind of know what Trey is and he's struggling?
I would say this, Jay, regarding that. I've always said, give me about 15 games. Remember when we were talking about Kevin Huerter, I need to see 15 games before I decide. We're at 10 now with Trey. I need to see 5 to 6 more games before I just automatically and say, yeah, O-Rob comes in and he takes, some minutes away from Trey. Because here's the thing. O-Rob got to go out there and actually do something. O-Rob's like the backup quarterback right now. Everybody's screaming for the backup quarterback because you don't know what he is. You don't know who he is. And we don't know what he is yet. I still think Trey, from an offensive standpoint, has to produce for us. I mean, he has to, right? Or, Jay, why don't we revisit my boy John Collins? I know you high on him now, big fella. You all in on Collins now, huh?
Sign me up. Sign me up for him to start.
I'm with you, man. I think
he's a starter on this team to me.
You're not going to get many shots here. You're not going to be happy.
You don't think so?
Have you talked to him?
I don't think he'd get many shots, and I don't think he'd like that. I have not talked to him. But to answer your question, my opinion of the O-Rob thing, there's 2 reasons why you want him back. One is Trey Lyles has not played as well as you can, and then also you just need some more depth. But like Drape so eloquently put it, he's who knows? It's more like, do we have something with him? Let's hope so. We have to find out. That was the worst thing about him getting hurt in the preseason. You still don't really have any idea. If he can play, obviously you need that, but it's not a matter of, get him in there. He's better than Trey Lyles. It's a matter of, we hope he can help us because we need help now more, maybe even more right now than we thought that we were going to, but they just have to find out. And
so then
just need to see him.
Let me follow it up real fast. If we don't know what O-Rob is, and I think we all can agree to that, if 20 games coming, I'll push 5 more past 4 or 5 more games past the threshold Drapes needs to see. Trey Lyles is not in shape and or is not playing well. And I'm not saying he's not in shape. I'm just going off what Mark Jones said. Maybe he's not.
Recovering.
Maybe he has he's recovering. Didn't play in the preseason. Maybe it's taking him a little longer. He's on the Shaq plan. He's going to play the first 20 games and get in shape. does that mean we stick with someone who's slumping, a la what we seen with Kevin Huerter last year, and we know what comes with that here in the Kings Kingdom, or do we start to ask for a move to be made that early in the season? Or so I'm just trying to get to the root of the problem before we get to the point. And Drapes, you guys are fielding calls about Trey Lyles being Kevin Huerter of last year.
What do you think, Drapes?
Nah, I think if we are considering Trey Lyles Kevin Huerter of last year, let's not forget Mike did bench Kevin Huerter at a point last year. You know what I mean? Mike did reduce his minutes last year. And so 20 games is a quarter of the season, fellas. I don't think you can wait much longer in the Western Conference. You know what I mean? It's, we're talking 20 games, 10 games from now. Basically, you're talking December sometime. That's time to make a move, man. The silly season has begun in terms of trades. Like, I don't think you could go 20, 25 games and just continue to hope. Same thing with our shooting. If in 10 games we're still struggling from shooting, we just got to accept, you know what? Maybe we're not a good shooting team right now. Let's go out there and make a deal for some shooting. Let's get some help in that regard.
Yeah, I'm starting to think that last year was a better indication of how good the Kings are as a shooting team than the year before. Last year I think they're pretty good. They're okay. But, maybe Dougie McDermott maybe he's an outstanding shooter. We don't know, and Huerter has had his moments. This roster is not, stocked with a lot of great knockdown shooters. So that's something to address. But as far as a deal, I was thinking of this, Drapes. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but we've been talking for a long time about how the Kings could use some help in the front court. Well, now with Holmgren going down, OKC is at least looking at that, and they're a team that's in a better position to go out and get somebody. So that's another thing. To your point, if you're going to get somebody, you might as well do it now, because the closer you get to the deadline, there's going to be more and more teams looking for the same thing you're looking for.
Right. And I go back to John Collins, and and people say, oh, the contract is what it is. And $26 million, I think he's due player option next year. That's, in today's
it's like
NBA.
52, because he'll probably re-up, so he'll opt in. So you're talking about 52 over 2, basically.
Well, it's this year and next year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you're talking about, but I don't know if he will opt into that, Whitey, because then you can opt out and sign a 4-year $80 million somewhere else. You know what I mean? Instead, I don't know. Who knows? But $26 million is not that much. And today, not when guys are making $60 million, not when Zach LaVine's at 40, not when Brad Beal's $50 million.
I'm with you. Yeah.
How many checks have you gotten already, Drapes? We could start to dwindle down how many times John Collins has already been paid. So then we don't have to give the full $26 million this year.
Right. My checks are a little different than those guys.
Okay, I'm just trying to get on the pay scale of the NBA to see how many John Collins checks have been cashed already. So now we're looking at not 26, maybe we're looking at 20 or 18 for the rest of the year.
And then 26 if he picks it up next year.
Right.
I'm year round. Mine is year round. Mine's a little different.
Our school teacher.
Exactly.
If Malik is going to be out for a long time, which we hope not, we have no idea. But if he is, I would get John Collins tomorrow. And I'm not as high on him as you guys are. But
come to the dark side.
If you're going to be without Malik for a long time, probably, and hopefully not. And I'm not saying I would not do it otherwise, but if he is out, I would get, because you need somebody in front court. You're going to need a little more offense. I would do that. Like a heartbeat.
I'm with you. But here's the thing, Whitey. Like, their thought was the bench would be depth would be a key for us, like a strength of ours. The question is, why isn't? Are these guys not good enough, or they're not getting the opportunity? What's the real answer on that?
Well, to me, the bench was always kind of a question mark. And it's like, like last year, and you could look at all these guys and say, this guy could be pretty good. Sasha's not to pick on him, but a great example. This guy's a EuroLeague MVP. He could be really good. Of course, on the other hand, maybe he doesn't adapt to the NBA. And so it's worked out the wrong way on Duarte, on Sasha. And this year, Trey Lyles is not playing well. Orlando Robinson, that's why he's so important in terms of seeing what he's got, because you need something. And you've actually got, Malik is Malik, but I guess what I'm trying to say is, Drapes, to me, you look at that bench, and I don't know how you could be overly impressed with it. There's some nice players there to do some nice things, but as a unit, to me, if I'm being honest, I look at that and go, well, that you need help. That as it is, that ain't good enough.
Let me.
You know what I mean? You may not agree. Yeah.
But then we expect Trey Lyles to be better.
Yes.
Like if Trey Lyles is better, then you got Malik when he was healthy, and Keon. Those are 3 solid bench guys, right?
Yeah.
Like it's guys just aren't playing well enough. Even Malik hasn't had a great season. And so I just think guys got to play better, man. Like Trey has to play better. We maybe need more from Keon Ellis also. Like, where's Jordan McLaughlin at, Whitey? We were talking about 47% 3-point, had him in studio. It was our guy. Dude can't get off the bench now. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah. Trey Lyles is an absolute key. And I've been saying that for weeks because he hasn't played well. And the reasons many of them are understandable. But if he doesn't play well, for whatever reason, you have a problem. That is a big problem for this team. So fingers crossed, as you say. And he's had a few moments here and there last night and of late. But if he doesn't start playing like a really good Trey Lyles can play, you've got a problem. There's no way around that. Yeah, I'm with you. And Farmer Bleezy says he won't make any suggestions today, but how are we getting to John Collins? I still love you, Farmer Bleezy. Somebody said, who would you have to give up for John Collins? I don't think, obviously
Trey Lyles?
You got to make some salary kind of work and everything, but it's more about the picks probably that maybe, a second rounder attached to a player. I don't think the Jazz are really interested in any kind of player right now. They're probably trying to get off some cap money and get some picks in return. And so maybe you include somebody, to sort of come together on the salary. But John Collins, and Jay, you texted us, man. He's having a hell of a season, and he's coming off the bench, man.
He balling. As Whitey curls up his lips, man. I see you working, White.
He's scoring a lot of points on a bad team. How about that? Let's get that guy. I would get him.
But those are, and no disrespect to Trey Lyles, those are more than what he's giving right now. And even if you cut that back halfway, even if John hit half the shots that Trey Lyles are hitting, it still look more positive.
John Collins can play center too, right, Trapes? He could play small ball center.
100%. And Whitey, you're not going to get guys playing well on good teams because they're not trading those guys.
Yeah, I get you. Real quick, it's time for Whitey's wish list for tonight. Love to know what you think, Drapes. Real quick here. 1, defend without fouling. I think that was one of the keys to the win against Miami that didn't get talked about enough.
Yes. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, defend without fouling. Yep. And by the way, they are, and you said NBA.com, they're 11th right now. Basketball Reference has them 10th in defensive rating. So either way, NBA.com is the official one. The Kings defensively are doing some nice things. I'm not sure how sometimes, but they are. So, defend without fouling is absolutely key because the Spurs don't get to the line a lot, so don't give them any freebies. Number 2 is take care of the basketball, protect the pumpkin, as Jerry used to say. When they lost to Toronto on that second night of a back-to-back, remember, Drace, when you did the game, they were throwing the ball all over the place, and they were obviously road weary after playing in Atlanta the night before, and you just got to limit the turnovers tonight. Second night of a back-to-back, and as we said, De'Aaron Fox, no turnovers last night. Incredible. And then thirdly, my opinion, Mike Brown may disagree. Love to know what you think, Drapes. If the threes are not falling, you don't need to take so many. In the fourth quarter and overtime, the Kings outscored the Suns by 12. And in those 17 minutes, they only took 6 threes, and they happened to make 3 of them. So no Mike Brown last week, and maybe he's just sticking up for his team. When they had a bad shooting night, he said, I wish they'd taken more. I think that was Friday night against the Clippers. If they're not falling, and maybe you don't need – they're dominating in the paint right now, a lot of paint points. The Spurs give up a lot of points in the paint. So if you're really not shooting the ball well again, you just don't need to take so many threes, Drapes. Is that too simple? Am I wrong?
But that's you're 100% right. But then it's going against your organizational philosophy, right? What about the spray threes we've been hearing? We've been hearing 2 years about
spray misses.
Threes.
Spray misses is what you're getting right now. No one shooting the ball well, right? And it's
Let me ask you this though.
It's contagious. Yeah, go ahead.
In all honesty, regarding the threes, Whitey, if Keegan's open, we want him to take it, right?
Yes. So Keegan, yes. De'Aaron probably has to. So if he's not making them, he probably has to think about taking the ball to the basketball. And I think we've seen that a little bit from him.
Yeah, that's hard. That's if a guy's open, we got Alex Len taking open threes sometimes.
Well, okay.
Yeah. Maybe our philosophy got to change, man. We can't be like Boston and Dallas.
Yeah, hopefully they start going in. And I know everyone says, at some point. And if that happens, then it takes care of itself. By the way, I misspoke. When they had only 13 fouls, that was in the win over the Raptors last week. I apologize for that. But that's key, is to defend without fouling, because they commit like about 20 fouls a game. And if you can keep that number lower, it's something you don't really notice during the game that much, but it can have a big impact, as you know, on helping you win the game.
No doubt about it, man. And, I thought they did a good job last night against Phoenix, limiting them. They took 15 free throws. That's not bad,
Right.
Kings took 19. So I'm with you on that. Are you done with the wish list? Because I got one more wish, Whitey.
Please. Yes. Go ahead.
We got to we're not running the ball enough, Whitey. We are not getting out in transition. First half last night, we had 15 fast break points. Second half, I think we had 3. We got to push it. We got to get going. It's we had a hard time. And how about this too? Last night, 15 turnovers, 31 points off those turnovers.
Yes,
we got to take care of the
point.
ball, man. Like you were saying in your first way, we got to take care of the ball, man. We can't be throwing it around like that.
And if you don't take care of the ball, you can't just, give up easy baskets. I think it was your partner, Chelsea Gray. I think she's been saying of late, hey, the fast break points will go up if they start making the threes, because sometimes they get out in transition, they end up shooting a 3. And if you miss it, then, you get no fast break point. So those things kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Where's the boy High Flyer?
I don't know. I hope he knows what time the game is.
Right?
I'm sure he does.
That guy, man. Some days he's there 2 hours early. Next time he don't show up, man.
How do we match up against Wemby tonight, Drapes? And they have Devin Vassell's back as well for them now.
No, I think, I think we match up really well. I think Sabonis is going to beast him on the other end. Sabonis is going to have his way. And if Wemby want to get out there dancing and shooting threes, let him do it. That's not – I don't want him getting downhill. I don't want CP3 turning the corner, throwing up the lobs. If Wemby's playing outside the paint, I think that's a win for the Kings.
This is another special night for DeMar DeRozan, isn't it? Anytime he's back in San Antonio.
Yeah, chance to go back to San Antonio, played there 3 seasons. And, I'm glad he's bounced back, Whitey. I'm glad. Remember, he had a tough game against the Clippers. Started off tough the other night, against Phoenix. But down the stretch, it's like, okay, our boy is back. DeMar is back. So I want to see more big things from him.
Trace, we'll be watching you pregame at halftime. Appreciate it. Talk to you tomorrow. Stick around. We got game night with Scott Marson, the High Flyer, Henry Turner coming up. We'll get you ready for the Kings and the Spurs next on Sacktown Sports.
Big points, big stats. Pass that, dribble that. He got crossed, he was too slow. Cheerleaders looking good though. Full court, it's a night show. Need a little give and go.